This is North Coast Game of the Week. Let it roll. My dad has Janet. Number 1 for Fremont.
Rolling down Highway 95, sailing through a hometown countryside. Move on over, stand aside my cruise control and overdrive. Need to take my baby for a ride. Ooh, she's like a smooth stretch of highway. Ooh, like a cool summer breeze. If my motor's running right, or we might lose control tonight. Got the shape I love to squeeze, looks that bring me to my knees. Oh please, let it roll tonight.
Hi once again, everyone, and welcome to TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week. And it is week 3 of the 2022 high school football season. Sandusky Blue Streaks playing host to their arch rival from Fremont Ross as the Little Giants are coming to town to take on the Streaks. And both teams coming in with records of 2-0 on the season, just like last year. Giants won their first 2 games of the season, opening up beating Tiffin Columbian 34-14, and then a total domination of Toledo Start the previous week, 64-0. This, of course, in memory of the legendary Larry Cook, former head coach of the Blue Streaks, who we lost earlier this year. And that seat is just one of the most revered in the stadium as of right now. Our pregame is brought to you by Noble Axe's Noble Crafts in downtown Sandusky at the marketplace at the Cook. And there, of course, is one of the highlights of being at the game. Popcorn. Get that camera off me. I could eat my popcorn. I'm glad she didn't talk right then, because I think we would have seen a few yellow things popping all over the place. Blue Streaks at the north end of the stadium warming up. And I'll tell you what, by the end of the night, you're going to see what is probably the nicest crowd in years at this stadium, as there were folks parking 5 rows deep at KBI across the street on Perkins Avenue, and enthusiasm running high. And nice to see all the spirit and enthusiasm back once again in the hallowed halls of Strobel Field at Cedar Point Stadium. Well, the Streaks have been able to beat their first 2 opponents of the season also, relative ease, as they beat Springfield in the opener and then took care of business last week as well at Lorraine. Our fan of the week is up next for Snow Trails Winter Resort, located in Mansfield. He's got all the stands to himself right now, but that will change as the night goes along, indeed. Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield brings you our fan of the week on our North Coast Game of the Week. Lucas Pajali, the head coach, in the middle of the pack, getting his ball club ready to face Fremont. And you know, it's funny when you hear Coach Pajali talk when he first got the job. He says, I understand Perkins is our 10th game of the year, and that's become a big rivalry. But he still remembers when he was in school, Fremont Ross was the 10th game of the year, and that was the rival. And he does not underscore the importance of this football game as far as the rivalry and tradition of Sandusky High School is concerned. Caden Holmes, the young man you're going to see, who is a great talent at quarterback for Fremont Ross. He wears number 1 and has completed 61% of his passes coming into this game after the first 2 weeks. That's good for 311 yards, 4 touchdowns, and has also run for over 100 yards as well. He is definitely what you call a dual threat quarterback and somebody that will challenge the Sandusky defense here tonight. Well, the band is all smiles as they get set to entertain the folks as well. Jeff Lewis, the assistant AD from Sandusky High on the right, making sure everybody's lined up, including the photographer, and making sure he's got his signal straight. And this is the result of all those pencils dipped in paint you saw a little bit earlier here tonight at Sandusky High. Your SBC Pancake House bringing you our featured play of the week. This week, say hello to Mo Armstrong.
It's an honor to be a Blue Streak. I used to watch the games when I was younger and always wanted to come out here and be a Blue Streak, and I'm finally getting that chance. It's a good rivalry. It might be a good game. Hopefully we get the win at the end, but team thing. Hope we all just go out here and do good. Everybody stay safe. Try to get the win tonight.
That's Maurice Armstrong playing his first game at Strobel this year. Our featured player of the week brought to you by Sandusky Bay Pancake House. And the Sandusky High School Marching Band ready to get the fans all pumped and set for this big clash. There's the shirt that represents who he's rooting for tonight. It's the 117th meeting between these two old rivals. And although Fremont Ross won the matchup last year, 47-18 in Fremont, the Streaks still own the all-time record. 58 wins, 50 losses, and there have been 8 ties in this series as well. Street Marching Band finishing up the alma mater at SHS, and you can see the stands are getting a little bit more packed with activity, and a lot of people standing along the fence lines in this game as well. There was still room in the home side. The visitors, forget it. They filled the stands across the way, and they were 3 and 4 deep across the way. You can see they're getting in tighter and tighter. Pre-game brought to you by Noble Crafts, Craft Tavern and Shop, all located at the Marketplace in downtown Sandusky. See them starting to fill in as the game and kickoff draws closer. Streaks with their grand entrance onto the field wearing their home blue uniforms with that signified Block S on the helmets. And off to the Jackson Street Pier we go. Our old Fish House brought to you, or bringing you our first quarter of action tonight with knickknacks, snacks, and BS facts, all at the old Fish House located in Huron. Let's try and get to the Jackson Street Pier this time of night. There's lots of folks doing exactly what we did. And I'm still trying to figure out the logic of Fremont's road uniforms with white numbers on white jerseys. It really just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you're going to outline them, you better outline them a lot thicker than that. Down in the field, they show up nicely. They look pretty cool when you're up close. When you get up in the stands, it's like, forget it. You can't see those numbers for love nor money. Here's Mo Armstrong on the second play of the ball game, picking up 4, and the Streaks are set with a 3rd down and 6 on the opening series of this football game. 117th meeting. And you're going to be getting a lot of good looks at Mo Armstrong tonight. This one from Matthews Ford. He is so good at ad-libbing. You could see the original point of attack wasn't there, so he kind of breaks to the outside a little bit and gets knocked down after a 4-yard pickup. So a 2nd down and 6 turns into a 3rd down and 6 after there was great penetration by the Fremont defense. And after picking up 0, it makes it a 4th down and 6. So Javion Johnson, left-footed kicker, with a nice kick to start the game. You really have to be cautious with that young man also wearing number 9 for Fremont. He does a lot of good things for him. Bryson Hammer, a senior who is being recruited by Army and Navy, amongst other colleges, as is the quarterback, Caden Holmes. But great coverage downfield by the Streaks and the guy beyond lately. There's Caden Holmes. First look at him on the ball game, and they get the ball right into the arms of Hammer right off the bat to pick up 3. So it would be 2nd down and 7 for the Little Giants, and Van on the carry lost the football, but the Streaks found it. And just like that, we got our first break of the football game. And Sandusky takes over on the Fremont 31-yard line. Take another look at the young man from Fremont, Anthony Van, carrying through the middle and be just on the blind side of us, right in the middle of all of that where it comes loose, and lately falls on top of it for a Blue Streak possession. And 1st down on the 31-yard line. First play called back because of a procedure penalty. And then 1st and 15. Ball gets fumbled back the other way. And remember that guy we talked about, Bryson Hammer? That's not the early look at him we wanted to get. Looking at it from our vantage point across the way, we thought that Armstrong had been down, but the official threw that yellow marker down immediately, saying that ball had come out before he hit the ground. You see the marker right there, and lay hammer right on top of it to bring it back. But yeah, it was close to whether that ball was actually on the ground or not. But either way, it ends up being a 69-yard return for a score. And just a minute and 35 seconds into the ball game, with the extra point attempt coming up here from Carter Rodriguez. It's just a great job of getting the ball on the tee after the high snap. Kick goes through, and the Little Giants on top 7-0. Both of these teams really respect the return game of their opponents, and kickoffs all night long were just hopping along the ground. Streaks start on their own 38-yard line with their second attempt of the night, and Armstrong will carry for 3 to make it a 2nd down and 7 from their own 41-yard line. Armstrong much better that time with a pickup of 9 to midfield. And the Streaks have the first down of the game, although it is a 7-0 Fremont lead. There's Jason Henlin, the sophomore quarterback of the Streaks, throwing for the first time of the ball game and falling incomplete across the way. And after Armstrong carries for 1, the Streaks are saddled with 3rd down and 9 on their own 49-yard line. Too much pressure on Henlin that time, and he'll go down with a loss, which means it's now 4th down and 15, and Javion Johnson again to kick the football away. And again, a great job done downfield by Lately to make sure that they get Hammer wrapped up like now. Good old Kenny Rankins, he's been around the Sandusky football program for years. Talking to him before the season started, he just was totally in love with the renewed enthusiasm and culture that has been brought in under Lucas Pajali. Giants pick up a 1st down out on the 44-yard line. Got Holmes with that head and shoulders fake, and then going long downfield, but overthrowing his intended receiver to make it 2nd down and 10. There's a look at Holmes running the football. He's being recruited heavily by Army and Navy. Picked up 8 right there. They run that triple option, which of course focuses a lot on quarterbacks running the football. And Caden Holmes definitely would fit into that format very well. Take a second look for Matthews Ford. Just kind of slithers through that little hole, and then starts dodging and darting through the secondary. Kanye Peak, the great textbook tackle right there, but not before Holmes picked up 8 to make it a 3rd down and 2. It's Elijah Sims, the catch and run, 35 yards down to the 8-yard line, which makes it 1st down and goal. And then Caden Holmes will do it himself. You see the strength that he has as he bowled the final couple of yards for 6. And Fremont stretches their lead out to 13-0. We'll take another look for Matthews Ford off the play fake, and then just follows his running back through the hole. And he just had enough power and momentum going into the end zone to put 6 on the board for the Little Giants. At 13-0 is the way it would stay, as that time he couldn't get the ball down. So the extra point fails, and the score remains at 13-0. That was a 7-play, 72-yard drive for Ross. Took a minute and 36 seconds off the scoreboard clock. There was 6:09 left in the first quarter. Streaks get the ball back and needing to get the offense going. A 1-yard pickup for Westbrook. And Henlin, the carry for 5. And it's a 3rd down and 4. Jason Henlon, you could start to call him a dual threat quarterback, and he's going to get better and better as time goes on because he's only, as we mentioned, a sophomore right now. Mo Armstrong makes it a 3rd down and 4 after the 5-yard pickup. Signs of good business are up next on our Game of the Week. They include Brady Signs, the Crimus Company, Noble Axes, axe throwing at the marketplace downtown, Pizza House West, J Bistro, the Whiteout with the Sandusky fans all gathered in the student section, student body, a lot of enthusiasm in this one. Little Giants. Conversely, on the other side of the field, we're doing a blackout. Henlon has his helmet popped off after a 12-yard pickup right here off the play fake to Armstrong. Well executed, and Henlon, you can see, does a nice job of stutter stepping through little seams to get as much as he can. A 12-yard pickup to make it a 1st down and 10 on the Fremont 48-yard line. Armstrong for 6. And as you saw right there, as it would all night long, a little chippy on the field in this big rivalry between these two teams. Another look for Matthews Ford at the 6-yard pickup by Armstrong. Following his other running back, Landon Parker, cuts inside of him. Yeah, that's what we call chippy. Armstrong wrapping up that football. As you can see, a whole bunch of white-clad Little Giants reaching for it and trying to rip that thing out of there. A 3rd down and 2 to bring up a 4-yard carry for Armstrong to turn it into a 1st down on the Fremont 36-yard line. This is ideally what the Streaks want right here, is just a long drive. Ball possession, keep the ball out of the high-powered Fremont offense's hands. Last play, almost a completion, almost an interception on the same play. 3rd down and 4 after the 6-yard pickup by another sophomore, Landon Parker. Parker is 5 feet tall, 160 pounds. A lot of talent in his own right, and we'll be seeing a lot of his name in the coming years, as we will many of these sophomore starters for the Streaks. Well, 6 wasn't good enough, so let's Landon go again. And this time pick up 11 out of the 19-yard line for the 4th Blue Streak 1st down of the 1st quarter. See the nice turnout of Fremont fans across the way, packing in their stands and leaving nothing but standing room only on the fence lines at the north and south ends of the bleachers. Henlon with no gain to bring up a 3rd down and 6 on the 15 on the final play of quarter number 1. So Fremont has a lead of 13-0, but the Streaks have already used 6 minutes and 9 seconds on this drive. We'll try and finish it up as the 2nd quarter gets underway, and that's next. Downtown Sandusky once again, and a shot from the world-famous paddle bar, bringing you our 2nd quarter of activity and our game of the week between Sandusky and Fremont, with the Little Giants amassing 13 first-quarter points. World-famous paddle bar in downtown Sandusky. You can see the location right there on the street signs. This presentation, BGSU Firelands, Sandusky Promise Scholarship Fund. $201,000. That's amazing. Nice toss and throw. Henlon to Demarion Westbrook for 12 yards down to the 3, where it would be first down and goal. Mo Armstrong, you're not going to tackle me on this one. Right to the band end of the field, where the band starts to strike up the first Blue Streak touchdown of the night to make it 13-6, a 3-yard score by Armstrong. Did they choreograph this ahead of time or what? I don't understand all these things, but they knew exactly how to pull them off. Another look for Matthews Ford. A straight handoff to Armstrong, slipping through 1 tackle, 2 tackles, goal line, and 6 for the Blue Streak senior running back. "13 plays, 66 yards, and the best part of it all, took nearly 7 minutes off the scoreboard clock. 6 minutes and 52 seconds to be exact for the Blue Streaks on that drive, and that's what you need to do. Keep the ball away from Fremont as much as possible. Sam Didion with the extra point. There's the story on our Civista Bank scoreboard with Fremont's lead cut in half.
Ball's in our court. We got to keep doing what we do. Every drive. Hey.
Didion for the kickoff. Again, they don't want long kickoffs from Hammer or anybody down deep. They bang this thing along the ground, and Fremont will start on their 33-yard line. Now you get a first look at this young man, Calandre Jones, and he's a tough one. He is 6 feet tall, 225 pounds, and he is a load. So you've got it all in this Fremont offense. You've got a quarterback like Holmes that can outquick you, outpower you. Then you got Calandre Jones, who's nothing but power back there. Jones right here into the line. The Streaks do a good job of stuffing this play. And then, of course, Holmes can go up on top to a wide range of receivers that can do some damage. Little Giants on the march again. Holmes up on top, finding Anthony Van across the way for 11 yards down to the 14-yard line, where the Giants have their 6th first down of the first half. Holmes just short of the goal line. They marked him out at the 4 for a first down and goal. There's the big guy, Calandre Jones. Not really sure if that ball hit the goal line when he was down or not. But you figure even if it wasn't on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, chances are he's going to get it in sooner or later. But let's take another look right here and see where his knee was down and where the ball was at the time of the tackle. He's down. I'm not so certain that was a touchdown. But either way, it's 6 for the Giants, and they extend their lead to 19-7. And now the 2-point conversion to try and make up for the one they missed. And that's a throwback to Holmes, the quarterback, who is standing there all by himself for the conversion, and now a 21-7 Little Giants lead. 8 plays, 67 yards. It took them only 2 minutes and 28 seconds to get the deed done. Landon Parker on the return. Streaks will start out on their 38-yard line. Thanks to the following businesses for their support: Matthews Ford, Cook Aluminum, Hermes Parker Concrete, Noble Fun, Steinemann Hafner Insurance, Payne Nichols and Company, Sandusky Steel and Supply, Gnome's Podiatric Medicine. There goes Armstrong through the gut for 23 yards from 138 to the other 39. Armstrong again looked like the same call. This time picks up 3. And then comes a wonderfully executed post pattern. Amir Aaron. All the way down to the 7-yard line, pickup of 29 yards, first down and goal. Take another look here at the play fake to Armstrong, which has a tendency to freeze linebackers, and that opens up the seam right down the middle for Aaron. Anthony Vann finally getting down deep in Fremont territory. 7-yard line, first down and goal. Not much there. Second down and goal. Watch this. Dre Campbell alone behind the Fremont defense. And Henlon put it right where he needed to put it. Race Klein with the lift into the air of Dre Campbell, who scores for the Streaks to make it a 21-13 contest.
That's 6 up, baby. That's 6 up. That's what stuff up. That's what.
Henlon actually was kind of jumping off of his back foot, but saw Campbell so wide open, trying to get there as quickly as possible, which he did. And the Streaks are back to within 8. Extra point attempt goes awry, and this game is going to stay at 8 points. 21-13 on your Civista Bank scoreboard. Look at that snide little look. Aaron Caldwell, again, the award-winning photographer from the Sandusky Register. She's going to be the Tommy Laughlin of the game because she just kind of sits there and waits for her name to be mentioned on the game of the week. Oh, I got it again. Dad, did you hear it? Holding call against Fremont will move this back to the 22-yard line and make it a first down and 22. Holmes. You know, it's funny because we're talking to our sideline guard, Charlie Floor, on the radio broadcast, who is a former referee, and he said that one was close. So I simply said, Charlie, if you had a flag in your back pocket, what would you have done with it? And he said, I think I would have thrown this one. We'll take another look and see if you would agree or not on a good close-up look for Matthews Ford. Yeah, that hit came before the ball was there. So the Streaks got away with that one. Should have been a pass interference call. Makes a second down and 22. 9 of it comes back right there from Hammer. That was good coverage that time by Parker. Right there to break it up, to make it a fourth down and 13. And the Streaks defense did exactly what they were supposed to, stop Fremont from scoring to get another chance at the ball before halftime. Holmes again throwing. Nothing doing there either, and it's a fourth down and 13. Landon helping the officials out just a little bit, just in case they needed it. So the Streaks, with great pressure on the punter, forced a short punt. The Streaks take over at midfield on first down and 10. Still with 5:24 left before halftime. Special thanks to these local businesses for supporting the Game of the Week. So for midfield, Streaks started out, and Henlon looking and finding Azorion Bonner. That is another one of the young sophomore receivers of the Blue Streaks, 6'2", 175 pounds. It's an 11-yard pickup to the 39. The Streaks have their 8th first down of the first half. Kind of picking his way through that time, not much there. Armstrong gets 2. which was better than that play that picked up 0. So now a 3rd down and 8 coming up. Penland looking and forces a 4th down and 8. Where's the ball? Fremont couldn't find it either for a while, and that was enough to give Armstrong a 1st down on 4th down and 8, a fake punt, and he runs it for 9 yards down to the 28-yard line. The Streaks drive continues, and a big call right here. You can see Johnson just going right out of the backfield. He was there in case a pitch was needed, but Armstrong saw enough running through the middle to pick up the yardage needed for a 1st down to keep this drive alive. Ball on the Fremont 28-yard line. All batted down right around the line of scrimmage to make it a 2nd down and 10. And now Aaron, that same pass pattern as before, and it's a shame he couldn't make it in. He got down to the 5-yard line, and now the Streaks with a chance with a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie this game before halftime. Take another look at that mini post pattern done by Aaron. Busted off the first defender and goes down at the 5, where it would be 1st down and goal for the Streaks. That disaster would follow. Got Armstrong getting bumped out with the ball getting popped loose as well. Penalty flag thrown on this play for a holding call against the Streaks, and that would call this play back. Mo thought he might have gotten in at the pylon, but I think this will show you here for Matthews Ford that he was short of that before the ball got knocked out. He was reaching for that pylon, but the ball got popped out of his arms before he got there. But after the holding call, it becomes 1st and goal at the 18. And on that long developing play, the Streaks also had a man running illegally downfield. Armstrong catches one, which goes for -5 to make it 3rd and goal on the 23. And you got a good look right there of another 5 yards being chalked off against the Streaks to make it 3rd and goal on the 28. And it would be 4th and goal at the 28. So it looked like a very promising drive for the Streaks to possibly tie the game before halftime. Ends up being picked off in the end zone by Anthony Van. And that ball will be turned back over to Fremont from their own 20-yard line, and still a minute 15 left before halftime. And these guys aren't going to sit on it. There's Bryson Hammer for 12 out to the 32. Signs of good business. Crush Wine Bar. Wendy's. Dockside Cafe. Sandusky Bay Pancake House. S&H Blinds and Floors. Cameo Pizza. Holmes out there slinging it now. Finds Sims out to the 46. And after scrambling around, he's going to find Hammer for 13. Now 1st down on the Blue Streak 41. And then Holmes picks his way down the sideline before being run out of bounds for a 19-yard gain to the Blue Streak 22. 4 straight plays in which Fremont Ross has picked up first downs on this drive. Not this time, though. Javion Johnson makes sure of that. 2nd down and 8 at the 20. Last thing Lucas Pajali wants is to see his team give up a touchdown before halftime. That was dangerous because Bryson Hammer probably 9 times out of 10 is going to catch this ball, and that would have put him down inside the 5. You see he had started to look toward the end zone before that ball was wrapped up. So it's 3rd down and 8 on the 20. That would end up being a huge play and a huge drop. Defensive coverage by Dre Campbell. And now 4th and 8 at the 20. Lake Erie sunsets don't get much better, do they? A great color in the sky behind Strobel Field. 4th down, big call right here, and watch this. Rocco D'Amico says, we're keeping it at 1 score before halftime. Here's another sophomore for the Streaks. 4th down and 8. Another look for Matthews Ford. And Holmes looking left and then deciding to come back to the right. Underthrew the ball a little bit. And look at D'Amico just secure that ball and make sure that it wasn't going anywhere. So we go to the locker rooms at halftime as Sandusky runs the clock out. Streaks down by 8 at the break, 21-13 against Fremont Ross in the 117th meeting in this classic rivalry. Don't you just love Sandusky Bay? Restore Pro bringing you our 3rd quarter disaster cleanup and restoration. I tell you, one of the greatest sights I saw last week were at Cedar Point going up the hill of the Millennium, and that was coming in to the bay. And we're watching it going right by the Cedar Point Peninsula as we're going up the hill of the Millennium. It's just so much fun. Restore Pro with our 3rd quarter of action. There's your Civista Bank scoreboard with the Blue Streaks hanging within 8 of the heavily favored Little Giants in this one. Anthony Van on the return will get it out all the way to the 42-yard line where Fremont Ross starts out with that 8-point lead. And Calandre Jones going to work, the big 225-pound running back. 2nd down and 4 after the gain of 6. And then Holmes, nowhere to go. Bonner's on top of him as he rides him down. 3rd down. And the conversion is to Hammer on 3rd and 5, a pickup of 8. 1st down on the Blue Streak 45. Elijah Sims will pick up 4 to make it 2nd down and 6. And the Streaks doing a good job on defense right here of jamming up the hole where Calandre Jones wanted to go. Jordan Lawrence, another one of his many tackles. He's been very active on defense for the Blue Streaks so far in this young season. On 3rd down and 6, Caden Holmes looked like they had him. That's the talent of that young man for Fremont. Turns what looked like it could have been a loss into a 9-yard gain and another Fremont 1st down. And then Jones in the flats on a screen pass takes it downfield. But that's a callback and a holding penalty. Not too much option there for the Blue Streaks. Mark it back, make it 1st down and 22. But unfortunately, they get a whole lot of it back right there on the pass play. Adam Rinshew on the reception for the Giants. 2nd down and 4, and then just like that, they've got a 1st down again on a 14-yard pickup by Holmes, and they're all the way down to the Blue Streak 12-yard line. That's the distance they need to go to increase their 8-point lead. That was just a weird-looking play. He went off the play fake, and then he looked like he just kind of shoveled it forward. Either way, it ends up being an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 on the 12. Thanks for all of the support from these local businesses: Good Time Lake Erie Cruises, Skate World, Ghostly Manor, Restore Pro, BGSU Firelands College, Wake Up and Waffle, Cold Water Company, Danny Boy's Italian Eatery, Heartland and Wilcom Custom Heating, Plumbing, and Cooling. 2nd down and 10 on the Blue Streak 12-yard line. And that one is see you later. Holmes with a loss of 8. Defensive play by Braden Sarter. And now 3rd down and 18 on the 20-yard line. Worth another look for Matthews Ford at the defensive play by Braden Sarter. Just shoots right through the gut and turns the lights out on that play right now. Braden Sarter, a 5'10", 180-pound junior. Now 3rd down and 18 on the Blue Streak 20. And this is what you didn't want. 17-yard gain to Hammer. Brings it down to 4th down and 1 on the 3-yard line. As you watch Hammer speed across the field, watch behind you that in the stands. A long time since we've seen that many people packing into the home side stands at Strobel Field, and it is so good to see. Well, now it's 4th and 1 on the 3. You got Holmes, you got 6 more. That makes it a 27-13 contest. As we take another look here, for Matthews Ford at the touchdown run of 3 yards, boy, Holmes just reads that hole so nicely. It wasn't a huge hole. They had just enough to shoot through and get into the end zone and score another 6 for the Giants. One more by Rodriguez, and it's 28-13 with 5:32 to go in the 3rd. Important now for the Streaks to answer back. We'll start this on their 24-yard line. Pick up a 2 by Armstrong, brings them out to the 26, or it would be 2nd down and 8. Another look for Matthews Ford at the run by Armstrong. This one you're going to want to put the bowl of potato chips down for here in just a second, because we got Mo Armstrong who's ready to take it a little further than just 2 yards. Here you go. Watch Mo at work. Well, the guys on the sidelines playing catch-up. 56 yards all the way down to the Fremont 18-yard line. This is our play of the game, brought to you by Civista Bank. Focused on you, and we are focused right here on number 5. And watch along the way. Starts into the line to the left and cuts back to the right. Slips by 1. Outruns 2. Blows by 3, and then we got a foot race from the middle of the field. With an angle on him, Armstrong cuts it back a little bit and then goes down on the 18-yard line of the Little Giants. We told you the Streaks needed to answer back, and they are well on their way until Henlon throws his first interception of the year. And that's just a great job of the safety coming across out of nowhere to pick that ball off, and the Giants get it on their own 20. Still leading at 28-13, so huge now for the Streak defense to stop and keep them within 2 scores. Well done on the first 2 plays, a 3rd down and 4 coming up. But there's always that combination of Holmes to Hammer. And it's just awfully tough to stop. That's a 10-yard pickup for a first down out on the 36. And Holmes runs with the ball for a baker's dozen right here. Picks up 13 out to the 49. Into the other 49 after a 2-yard pickup. And this, when you watch films, is just, you get very tired of looking at Holmes to Hammer, Holmes to Hammer. That's where both players being recruited by Army and Navy. We'd love to see those two together. To the 37-yard line, and then Holmes turns the lights out on another drive with just 52 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 37 yards for the score, and now the Giants have a lead of 35-13, climaxing a 7-play, 80-yard drive. Then look at the great return by the Streaks. Jarius White puts him on the Fremont 42. Armstrong spins for 1. And we get an incomplete pass before the period ends, and we have got a 35-13 Fremont score at the end of 3. Hang on, more to come. Across the bay to a nighttime look at Cedar Point and our 4th quarter, which is coming up next, brought to you by Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield. All the bright lights of the Cedar Point Peninsula, and what a great look. You go anywhere to the Jackson Street Pier at nighttime or anywhere downtown and look along the bay, and you're seeing something cool. 4th quarter starts, and we talked about this team, and Lucas Bajali has said it countless times. He said, these young kids just don't stop playing. It's 4th down and 3. You're down 35-13. You got to go for it. When you got Mo Armstrong, that makes the decision a little bit easier. It picks up 6 to make it a first down to the Fremont 29-yard line. And Henlon will carry for 3 to the 26, and it's 2nd down and 7. I'm telling you what, folks, there's a pair of Hanes men's underwear laying on the field somewhere after this play was done. And after this run was done, yeah, Mo was feeling good all under, over, everywhere. That's a nifty touchdown run of 26 yards for the score. Now, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the touchdown was scored. Fremont elects to take the penalty on the kickoff. This is bringing the heat from the offensive side for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated on Columbus Avenue in Sandusky. Watch Armstrong. This is just electrifying. How many people have a shot at him along the way, and he just whoop. Great outside-in move by Armstrong, and then he just bowls someone over at the 10, fights through 3 more to get it to the end zone. That is just determination to get to the end zone. You think this team's going to quit and go away? Guess again. Not going to happen. 35-19. That's bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and refrigeration since 1889. For 2 points, look at the fake by Henlon. Got everybody going right. He turns it back to the left, scores the 2-point conversion. And this is the beauty. Look at head coach Lucas Bajali right out there bumping right with him. Of play design. Get everybody flowing right. The motion's there, the fake is there, and there's nobody left to defend on the left side of the field. And Henlon scores untouched the 2-point conversion to make it 35-21. Great second look for Matthews Ford. Streaks back within 14. The unfortunate part here is 15 yards marked off on the kickoff. Look at this bump. Gotta love it. Henlon and Pajali celebrating in Blue Streak style. That drummer on the right, that young lady, she makes some of the best ice cream cones in town, folks. Just, like Dickie used to say, Dickie Shock, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Here's a kickoff return by Hammer after the field position was stacked against the Blue Streaks to begin with, and Hammer takes it all the way down to the 37-yard line of Sandusky on first down, and they are going for the home run ball. And the Streaks, Dre Campbell shuts it down. What an amazing turnaround. And again, for a football team that just will not quit. Do you need any more examples? It just, the guns are all pointed against them, but down by a couple of scores late in the game, and we're going to work ourselves right back into this thing on that pick by Campbell. Another sophomore at 5'10", 160 pounds, and the Streaks take over on their own 4-yard line. Two-yard loss by Armstrong to make it second down and 12 at the 2. And we get a timeout call as the Streaks are trying to worm their way out from their own goal line. There's your Civista Bank scoreboard. This was so cool. The student section started it, and then the bands did it at the end of the field, and the whole stadium started waving their phones back and forth to each other. 16-yard pickup by Armstrong. He gets a big first down out on the 18-yard line. Armstrong again will pick up 3 tough yards to make it second down and 7. Play fake, and Henlon will carry this time. Jason will gain 4 to make it third down and 3 out on the 25. Armstrong unable to pick up the first down. It's fourth down and 2. Streaks just got to go for it right here when you're down by 14 at this stage of the game, but when you don't make it, you're giving up the football to Fremont deep in your territory at the 20-yard line. Then Calandre Jones takes it forward to the 13. And then Holmes will pretty much turn the lights out on this one. It's not that the Streaks would quit playing, but now the time is really against you here with 5:36 to go. And the Little Giants have now doubled the Streaks at 42 to 21. Now you're looking at the clock as being your worst enemy. That's a squib kick along the ground that'll be returned by Demarion Westbrook out to midfield. And the Streaks go to work from there. And right now the cards are pretty much stacked against the Streaks, but you can still hear a lot of background noise because, these guys don't throw in the towel. They keep playing hard. Missed on the attempt to Bonner. Second down and 10 from midfield. Ball caught that time by Jamarian Alexander. That turns it into a first down on the Fremont 40. Got to get quick points. Just well overthrown on that play for Dre Campbell at second down and 10. And then Henlon gets thrown for a yard loss to make it third down and 11. And then you get to fourth down and 11, coming up on 4 minutes to go in the game. And when you can't convert on the first down here, that's pretty much the exclamation point as Van comes up with the interception on the 4-yard line. That pretty much seals the deal. It comes with 4:05 left to play in the ball game. And this is basically it. I mean, you're looking to score. If you make it into the end zone, you're still down by 2 scores with 4 minutes to go. You just throw it all out the window and go for the gusto. Aaron was actually behind the defense. Bonner was in front of the defense. The ball, when it got poked up into the air, comes down in the arms of Van, and now Fremont can just start running the clock out from deep at their own end of the field. 2nd down and 10 from their own 4. No matter what you say about this young group of Blue Streaks, if you have favorites in high school football, definitely the senior-laden Fremont Ross team was a favorite in this game coming in against these young sophomores. And for the first half, they did a great job of hanging with them. But in the 3rd quarter, when Fremont scored twice, it pretty much put it out of reach, although the Streaks got it back to within 14. But a couple of first downs, and then the Little Giants can just start sitting on it and running out the clock. And the final score would end up at Fremont 42 and Sandusky 21. Sandusky next week at home again against Parma Padua. Well, Oregon Clay will be next on the agenda for Fremont Ross as they open up conference play in the Three Rivers Athletic Conference. And there's Holmes just running out the clock to the 42-21 final score of Fremont over Sandusky. Next week on our Game of the Week, we'll get a look at Gary Quizno's Margaretta Polar Bears taking on Ottawa Hills. Again, great job by the Streaks. That's their first loss of the season. We'll look and see how they bounce back in week number 4 against Parma Padua. I have a sneaking suspicion you're going to see them back and ready to go in week 4 as they close in on conference play as well. The 117th meeting in this Classic Series goes to Fremont. It's now Sandusky with 58 wins, Fremont with 51 to go with the 8 ties in the series as well. See you next year to the Giants. And we'll see you next week with Margaretta and Ottawa Hills on our next meeting of TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week.